Good morning and welcome to class on a very sunny Thursday morning. It'll be afternoon by the time you read this. Today is the 9th of April 2020 and this is our writing class. The powers that be, the administration, decided it would be a great idea if you could see my smiling face a little more, and I leave you a little video with some instructions on what to do and some talks and various different things. So you're going to see more of me now. We'll try and do some live sessions in the near future, but at the moment I'm recording this so you can watch it later. All right. I'm sorry I look a mess. It's early morning here, but this is me, right? So there we go. Okay, before we start the class, let's just have a quick word about the assignments that we've done so far. The virus assignments, it was well done. Only 22 people out of the 27 in the class submitted. And of course, the latest numbers in the virus are pushing us to more and more severe. We're heading towards a lockdown, I think. So we need to be mindful of the virus, and we'll be talking more about virus and doing a few reports on it. And we'll use that in our writing class later in the year. The next one I want to have a quick word about is the project reports. Now again, very, very good performance. I was very pleased, but only 22 out of 27 actually got back to me with a good submission. 5 people are still missing. Now it's the same 5 each time. Maybe they're stuck, maybe they're somewhere back home, I'm not sure. But please help me to find these people, okay? If we can find them, we can get them back in, we can get them up to date. And a few people have scored 0 for the first 2 assignments. But I was pleased to see that more people scored almost 100 or 100 this last time. Okay, very good. Now, today, what I want to do today is to talk to you about why writing ability is the most important skill in business. And not only that, but how to acquire it, okay? So this video and the content of it, it's not very long, but it's going to form the basis of the questions that I'm going to set you at the end of this video. So please pay attention. You can watch it as many times as you like until you find the answers that you're looking for, and then I'll set you a couple of exercises towards the end. Okay, so before we do, I've been up all night, which is why I look like this, but it leads me to give you one of my personal mantras, okay? One of my goals of success is a mantra is an affirmation to motivate and inspire yourself how you can be your best self, okay? And one of the things that I say to myself all the time is that when I can't sleep, if sleep evades me and I just cannot sleep, then, hey, get up, get dressed, and do something. My mantra is this: a sleepless night should never be wasted. Always use it. If you can't sleep, make use of it. And then during the day, the next day, maybe you can catch up a little bit. I guess as students, you'll know all about working through the night. Okay, let's talk some more now about what's important in writing. Now, any management consultant will tell you that communication skills are vital to success in business. Business is fundamentally about getting other people to do things, getting employees to be productive, getting customers to buy your product or service, getting government to leave you alone. And you can't make these things happen if you can't communicate well. Now, communication can take many forms, such as video, speaking, phone calls, illustrations, texting, email, signage, advertising, blogging, publicity, and others. Doing any of these well requires good writing skills. Why? Well, because good writing is fundamental good thinking that follows a logical path and it's easy for someone to follow. Writing out what you want to communicate forces you to organize your thoughts. Of course, good writing is more than logic in action. It must also touch the reader, listener, or viewer emotionally. Otherwise, it won't connect or lead to the behavior that you're seeking to create. So let's think about what makes a good writer. Well, I suggest it's this. First of all, clear thinking. It's impossible to write well without thinking clearly. You must understand what you want to say and be able to explain it. And I'm not talking about intelligence. A dull person can write better than a brilliant one if he clearly understands what he wants to communicate and sticks to it without wandering off into irrelevancies. In fact, smart people are sometimes quite poor writers because their desire to show off can muddy the message. Now, knowing the rules. The best writers regularly break the rules of grammar, but only after they've thoroughly learned them to the point that they are second nature. The difference between a masterful and a hack painter of abstract art is that the master first learned how to paint representational art. He had a base to begin from, and as a result, his abstract work has a balance and harmony that the hack's work will never possess. Picasso said he first had to learn to paint like Raphael before he could paint like a child. My second point would be good reading habits. Simply knowing the rules of grammar and how to spell does not make you a good writer. You have to read good writers to know what good writing looks like. Read a variety of good writers, which makes it less likely to simply parrot someone else's style. And also, fill your brain with lots of information that you can use in your writing. Writers should read widely, not just good literature, but also good non-fiction on a variety of topics such as history, biography, science, politics, art and technology. Good writing requires curiosity. Now, being curious leads you to read widely, of course, but also to observe carefully the world around you, both the animate and inanimate world, and to ask questions and seek out people who know things that you don't. Be a lifelong learner, and you'll continue to grow the cognitive and emotional capacity you need to be a good writer, because you'll learn what moves people to make action. The next point I would want you to consider is empathy. As the saying goes, no one cares how much you know until you know you care. A lack of empathy for others, especially for the reader, is to blame for most of the bad writing in the world. It leads to pompous drivel. To be a good writer, you must be able to get inside the heads and hearts of others. You must be able to get outside of yourself. This will allow you to do two important things. One, say something interesting because you're able to juxtapose the thoughts of others. And with your own thoughts, putting together things in novel ways is a foundation of creativity. Secondly, tap into the emotional intelligence that fuels all good writing. Next point I would say would be the economy. Now, it takes effort to be succinct. And when I say succinct, I mean to write briefly and to the point. But your reader will appreciate it. Never use 3 words when one will do, especially in business. Don't say the same thing twice in a different way. And don't write a preamble before getting to the heart of the matter. Unless there's a reason not to, stick to the simple Anglo-Saxon words and eschew the Latin and French words instead that have crept into English. Say eat instead of ingest, goodness instead of probity, rise instead of ascend. Don't try to use big, crazy words. And when you've said what you want to say, stop. Richard Hemingway, especially his early books, is examples of economical writing at its best. These are my tips for writing well, based on 39 years of professional history being a CPA in business in some very big companies around the world. But it's not by any means the last word. There are many ways to write well, as there are good writers. The main thing is to find a path to good writing that works for you, because nothing is more important in success, in business or in life. Thinking clearly is fundamental to success in any venture, and learning how to write will teach you how to think. Okay, think about this short video and answer the questions that I'm going to set you below in the article. Good luck, and if I've got time, I'll post another video later on, because I don't think this one's quite long enough. I want you to do a little bit more work over the weekend. Okay, see you later. Bye for now.